fit, and then I'll officially be excommunicated from the podcast. So
no, you're not going to be excommunicated from the podcast.
Yeah.
Yes. Welcome all to Hit or Miss. You got the tail end of that conversation, but Travis was doing a little impromptu smeggy.
Shall be in French.
Yeah,
I don't have a drum set, unfortunately.
So, all right, let me introduce the people that actually bothered to show up to the panel tonight. We got some stragglers. The first up, we got he was here on time. He was actually here before the chat, or before Hit or Miss started. Gary, what's going on, Gary?
Good evening, sir, and thank you for the invite.
No problem. I appreciate you showing up. And then in at the last minute, we've got Rick. How's it going, Rick?
It's going good, and thanks for the invite. Your mail only just turned up.
Oh, good. Well, the email's a little slow tonight because of the hurricane. So.
I didn't get mine till 8:05.
Yeah. So, last but not least, well, hold up.
Uh-oh.
Rich, Mr. 1% himself jumps in at the last minute.
I was watching Ghost.
So, Rich White, introduce yourself. Make a plug.
Hi, guys. I really don't got much to plug. I didn't get to do my show this week because I went up to take a nap after the Steeler game because I wasn't feeling too well, and I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I would have been up for a chat if you would email me.
Yeah, I forget who else said it. I was up at that time. I think it was John. He said the same thing. I was up, man. You could have sent me an invite.
Right. So, all right. Check out Rich White, Mr. 1% himself. Check him out on YouTube. His channel is Unloaded Media, right?
Yep.
So check him out. All right, and last but not least, hopefully you don't get quarked again, but we've got Travis, P11. What's going on, Travis?
Dude, I appreciate the invite, man. Thank you. Cheap plugs as usual. Check out Caliber Corner Saturday, 8 a.m. Central Time over there on gunchannels.com. Make sure you get over to guntube.org and get signed up. You can support guntube.org through Patreon. That's Nice Strike's little project. It's a nice little Pro 2A multimedia platform. Otherwise, man, I feel great. I don't feel great, but thank you for the invite, man.
Right. No problem.
Very happy to be here. Very happy to be live. Yeah.
But we're going to kind of continue on with what Ghost was doing with his show because he actually gave me a reminder because I actually didn't look at the date. I just figured today was just any other day and kept on doing what I was doing. Then I found out, oh, shit, it's 9/11. So I would like to start out with having a moment of silence for 9/11, for the people that died and those that died because of 9/11. All right, so let me just set that up. I know it's dead air, but guys, it's important that we respect what happened and remember it so we can ensure that it never happens again in our country. All right, so starting now, moment of silence, please. All right. Thank you all for the moment of silence. I know it sounds like dead air, but again, you're remembering all those that lost their lives in the towers, in the what was it, flight? Which flights were they? There were a couple of different flights that people lost their lives as well, and we need to remember and make sure that that never happens again. All right, so people kind of wondering why I'm doing hit or miss tonight, why I haven't gotten the fuck out of Dodge. Excuse my language, of course, but here's what's going on with Florence. Right now, all indications of Florence, Hurricane Florence, have seemed to change literally overnight. At first, they said it was heading straight to South Carolina. No, unfortunately, overnight it said projections are saying it's going for North Carolina now instead of South. So, but even then, for a while they've said that it's a Category 4, but it's been on the edge of Category 4 to Category 5, and they're expecting it to be a Category 5 just before it hits North Carolina. They're thinking it's going to gain speed. So that kind of sucks because I guess they're judging it by the sheer volume. And here's the thing. Just because the eye of the storm hits North Carolina, that doesn't mean that the outskirts of the storm, where you get 40-mile-an-hour winds, 20-mile-an-hour winds, that doesn't mean that those winds won't affect, Virginia north of North Carolina, or even my area of South Carolina, because the outer edges of the hurricane will affect us. Granted, they did. I will mention that they did. I had my entire cars packed, ready to go at 3:00, a little late, but at 3:15, the governor went on and rescinded the evacuation orders for several counties. The most inner counties of the evacuation zones, the evacuation orders were rescinded, and they said we did not have to leave. So that's why I'm still here. So I dodged a bullet on that one. But I was ready to go. I had every intention to leave and get the hell out of Dodge. Well, not Dodge, but Charleston. But you guys get the point. I'm using an expression. Anyways, I was ready to go. But the governor said I didn't have to leave at that point. And I don't have to leave. That's better because I don't really have the money to leave. I mean, I was literally going to leave on fumes. So, again, it's better for me in general that I did not leave. But again, some people have already left. So, good for them. I hope that those who have already left are safe and they have gotten to a safe place and they're going to hunker down wherever they're at. But Night Strike is going to try and weather this storm. And this was after much arguing with other family members. Do not ask. We had like an hour-long discussion on it. I have ceased caring. I may as well get the bump stock out and do a video during the hurricane going, shall not be infringed! I don't know. We'll see what happens. But
that would be pretty cool.
Well, the silver lining for you now, if that's going to hit North Carolina, you'll be on the southwestern edge, which is actually, if you're going to get hit by a hurricane, that's the part you want to be because that's going to have the weakest winds, and you're just going to get at that point on that side, depending on the strength of the hurricane, on the southwestern part of the hurricane, that's usually where you get more of a tropical storm effect. I mean, it's still not going to be fun to be in, but usually your damage and stuff isn't going to be as bad as, say, if you were on the northeastern side, which is where the strongest winds are always going to be.
Now, I do want to mention that everybody is watching right now, commenting on out there on the YouTube chat and also in the Gun Channels chat. I want to thank you all for all the wishes and I guess all the wishes that you guys gave to me when I did that video the other night, because I was pretty sure I was going to leave, and I really do appreciate it, and it means a lot that you guys actually went and said that, said all that. So I really appreciate it, guys. I just want you to know that. But we got a couple comments out there. I wanna mention on them. Psycho 316 says, "I'd probably hide most of your guns still at Night Strike. Who knows if the gun grabbers try the crap they did with Katrina? They might, but when you have two senators in the state Senate saying if they try and ban the Second Amendment, we're going to secede from the Union again, that says something in South Carolina. So I don't think they're going to try that in South Carolina. Maybe North Carolina, because they have to have a permit to buy a handgun, but who knows?"
I like what they did here in this state. Okay, for anybody who doesn't know, I live in West Virginia. After the nonsense with Katrina, where they were going around trying to confiscate people's weapons, the state of West Virginia passed the law, and it's actually in the state constitution now, where if they attempt that, the state police are to go and arrest them for grand theft.
Yeah,
you cannot confiscate by West Virginia law somebody's firearms just because there's a natural disaster.
Good. So
there's no governor decree that can supersede that at all?
No.
Okay.
But as we're talking about the whole hurricane thing, I do want to mention this as it's semi-important. I'm not saying that GunTube is going to go down, but I do want to let everyone know that while GunTube is hosted on a dedicated server and in a data center, and it's far enough inland, the problem is the GunTube dedicated server is in North Carolina. So I just want to make everybody aware that if they lose internet connection or power, yes, a data center has backups in place, and they should still be able to be connected to the internet. But again, if we have any spottage or outage with GunTube because of the hurricane, just be aware that it will be fixed eventually. It's just I can't stop a hurricane. So I just wanted to make that annotation. And I'm going to check real quick to tell you how far inland it is. Okay, let's see. Where is it? All right. Yeah, basically, where the data center is with GunTube, it is right almost near the border of Tennessee and North Carolina. So the northwestern border towards the tip. So, there shouldn't be a problem. At most, they might get power outage. But as I said, they do have power backup. So there shouldn't be any problems. But I do want to let everybody know that the hurricane is going to hit possibly, they're thinking it might hit Wilmington or a little further north of that into North Carolina. So, again, there's probably going to be a lot of rain, a lot of wind, and a hell of a lot of power being out, because in the south, especially the southeast, most of the power is still above ground. So guess what? If a tree limb falls, your power goes out.
Yeah, it's the same way here. And here we're not going to get the high winds, but we're going to get a shit ton of rain from this. And you already got people freaking out here because they're worried about flooding here.
But the outskirts of the hurricane is is literally so big. there is a possibility that if it shifts even a little further north, it could affect Washington, D.C., as well as that area as well.
Yeah, I'm not too far from Washington. Washington's only an hour and a half, 2 hours from where I'm at.
Yeah, but you've seen how big this storm is on TV, right?
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even if we don't get all the winds and stuff, because we'll be on the western side of it, we're still going to get a shit ton of rain here.
If the storm does get to Category 5 before it hits, then it will literally be on superstorm status, okay? It'll be one of those superstorms.
A hurricane is a superstorm in and of itself. And then we got all this rain that we've already been getting up here. So it's going to be interesting to see if when that hurricane or tropical storm, if it's degraded to that point by the time it gets here.
I've been getting it too. Yeah, that rain you're getting is the rain I got just a day or two ago.
No, it's not. The rain, we were getting the same rainstorm. I don't know if you saw it, but that front that went through, that was going all the way from from the bottom of New England all the way back down through Texas.
Huh.
That was a massive front.
All right. Well, I got rain too, so don't worry about it. But
yeah, but we've been getting too much rain. The ground here is already saturated. We get this tropical storm type rains that they're calling for. There's going to be massive flooding, and we just got over that back in May, I think it was, where roads were washing out from the flooding. That's all they need around here right now.
You got a boat? You might need it.
So, anyways, what is going to be our first topic tonight? I kind of want to talk about something related to the hurricane. So, why don't we talk about this? Okay, the Firearms Policy Coalition demand gets Leland, North Carolina 2A suspension order retracted. Okay? Hurricane Florence is bearing down on the Carolinas, and this is an article from The Truth About Guns. Okay, so just bear that in mind. Hurricane Florence is bearing down on the Carolinas. It's enough of a threat that the NRA chose to cancel their annual Carry Guard Expo scheduled for this weekend in Richmond, Virginia. In the meantime, the town of Leland, North Carolina, a suburb of Wilmington, right on the coast, figured a good way to prepare for the storm's landfall would be to use emergency powers to suspend gun sales and Second Amendment rights for the town citizens outside of their homes, because the Katrina experience was such an unqualified success. If anybody that doesn't know about that, you should be doing your history, because during Hurricane Katrina, in New Orleans, they illegally seized everyone's firearms.
Or attempted to, at the very least.
Or attempted to seize them. Though the ones they had seized, they went and proceeded, if they could, they broke said firearms right in front of some people. Some of them they just took, but some of them they went so far as to break it right in front of them.
That is insane.
So, anyways, in response to the Firearms Policy Coalition and the Firearms Policy Foundation issued a pre-litigation demand letter to the city of Leland, explaining the unconstitutionality of their diktat. This is from them. Wilmington, North Carolina, and Sacramento, CA. I don't know. Is the Firearms Policy Coalition based out of California? I think so. Anyways, says today, Firearms Policy Coalition and Firearms Policy Foundation announced pre-litigation demand letter sent today to the town of Leland, North Carolina, regarding the municipality's order banning some lawful and constitutionally protected firearm-related conduct in advance of Hurricane Florence. Yesterday, the town issued an order stating that effective at 9 p.m. on Wednesday, September 12th, 2018, the transportation or possession or the sale or purchase of any dangerous weapon or substance while off one's own premises is prohibited. CNN reported that Jeff Byer, the federal Emergency Management Agency Associate Administrator said Tuesday morning that it's going to be a long-term recovery. That this is not going to be a storm that we recover from in days. The monster hurricane is expected to make landfall in North Carolina this week, and some are expecting massive damage. As to our demand letter explains, disasters and potential disasters are prima facie reasons to protect the fundamental individual right to keep and bear arms for all lawful purposes, including self-defense and hunting, said the FPC president and FPF chairman Brandon Combs. They are not political opportunities to restrict these crucial constitutional rights. The civil rights groups say that the order is unconstitutional. In addition to expressing concerns over the order's impact on the Second Amendment rights, the demand letter characterized the town's order as unconstitutionally vague, saying that it sets the stage for arbitrary and discriminatory enforcement, since those enforcing the prohibition could apply various and conflicting interpretations. The town's prohibition could well increase the vulnerability to damage, injury, or loss of life or property by chilling the otherwise lawful use of and possession of firearms and ammunition in the protection of oneself or one's property during these times. Rights expressly preserved under the state law in the event of such states of emergency, the demand letter argues. Leland's state of emergency notice should immediately be amended to strike the offending language creating this unlawful and unconstitutional weapons prohibition, should the town fail to do so and or attempt to enforce the same against any resident, it stands to expose the civil actions for declaratory and injunctive relief and monetary damages, said attorney Raymond DiGiuseppe on behalf of all the groups. If any person is subjected to the town of Leland's order, they can submit the report to the FPC Legal Action Hotline at www.firearmpolicy.org/hotline or by calling 855-252-4510. They can also contact FPC and FPF's Wilmington, North Carolina-based counsel, the DiGiuseppe Law Firm, PC, by phone at 910-713-8804. Right. The good news is today the town of Leland updated their emergency order to specifically exclude lawfully possessed firearms. Restrictions on possession, transportation, and transfer of dangerous weapons and substances. Effective 9 p.m. on Wednesday, September 12th, transportation or possession or the sale of dangerous weapons or substances while off of one's own premises is prohibited. The prohibition and restriction does not apply to lawfully possessed firearms or ammunition. Okay, I don't understand how changing it to that fixes anything. Because the updated order still, I'm continuing to read this, but soak all this in because we are going to discuss this because this is kind of like, huh? All right. The updated order, however, still doesn't appear to allow for gun sales after tomorrow night. As the FPC notes in their press release, emergency situations like natural disasters are exactly the kinds of situations when citizens need the option of armed self-defense, the most to defend life and property. Police and other first responders will have their hands more than full dealing with rescues and the aftermath of the storm. That's the perfect time for looters and other opportunists to take advantage of the chaotic situation, and precisely the wrong time for states and municipalities to use emergency powers to restrict citizens' constitutional rights. Any of them. But again, let me read this amended. Effective 9 p.m. on Wednesday, September 12th, the transportation or possession or the sale or purchase of dangerous weapons or substances while off one's own premises is prohibited. This prohibition and restriction does not apply to lawfully possessed firearms or ammunition. So,
I guess they're trying to say it's illegal to go and sell dynamite out of the trunk of your car, but you can sell a gun that you legally own out of the trunk of your car?
Well, I don't know. Don't they consider that an illegal, dangerous weapon or dangerous?
Or are they saying that you can't buy a legal firearm because?
No, it didn't say that. No, because it said it doesn't apply to legally owned. So if a gun store is selling it, they legally own it, therefore they can sell it.
Well, what if the person legally buying it? I mean, is that exempt?
Yeah, if it's legal, then it's legal, and then it doesn't apply. But that's why I'm like, what are they? So it's already illegal to sell dynamite out of the back of your car, so they're making it more illegal because there's a storm?
I don't get that either. So, but again, I wanted to go over this because it tied into the whole Hurricane Florence thing that we were talking about earlier. So,
yeah, it says that the town, like you said before, and updated the emergency order to specifically exclude lawfully possessed firearms. So it sounds like, yeah, again, as long as you are able to lawfully possess a firearm, it is okay. And it sounds like you can sell it if you want to. I mean, like you said before, Yeah. So it just sounds like it was amended so you could have your weapons on you. Because it says later on, emergency situations like natural disasters are the kinds of situations where citizens need the option of armed self-defense. So it's a good thing, though.
Because, again, as I said, you only have that in North Carolina. So, Sarge, have you been paying attention?
I just got here.
You just got here. Okay, can you tell me what's going on with those in charge of Leland, North Carolina?
Who's in charge of what? Union?
Leland, North Carolina.
Leland.
Leland. They're right outside of Wilmington.
Oh no, that's a long ways from here. I don't know what's going on. Is that the one where the mayor was killed?
No, that's the one where they tried to impose a Katrina-style ban on firearms. You cannot transport or own or buy them.
For what? For what?
During a time of national disaster.
During the time of the national disaster.
That's wrong.
Of which they could have extended that to say even outside of a natural disaster. Basically, it was an impromptu way for them to try and ban firearms.
They're 100% incorrect. I got an email on that today, just in case anybody asked, that is not the way it is. North Carolina does not ban the possession, purchase, transport of firearms or alcohol during the times of natural disaster.
It wasn't North Carolina doing it. It was a municipality, a city doing that.
They're wrong.
Yeah. Well, they amended it, and this is what they amended it to say. Since you're here, I'll go over it again. But the original saying of it was okay. Restriction on possession, transportation, and transfer of dangerous weapons and substances. Effective at 9 p.m. on Wednesday, September 12th, the transportation or possession or the sale or purchase of dangerous weapons or substances while off one's own premises is prohibited.
I think that is grounds for a gigantic lawsuit.
Yeah. The Firearms Policy Coalition and the Firearms Policy Foundation both issued pre-litigation demand letters for them to change it. And apparently they changed it, but only slightly. So listen to this. Restrictions on possession, transportation, and transfer of dangerous weapons and substances. Effective at 9 p.m. on Wednesday, September 12th, the transportation or possession or the sale or purchase of dangerous weapons or substances while off one's own premises is prohibited. This prohibition and restriction does not apply to lawfully possessed firearms or ammunition. How does that fix it?
That makes my eye twitch because that's just saying that if you're legal to own a firearm, you're legal to possess it. But if you're not legal, then it's against the law. That's basically what that says. Am I wrong?
But isn't there already laws on the books that say that?
Exactly.
But it's even more illegal because there's a storm. So
Now you've got an ordinance and a law.
Yeah, let's leave the guns behind so looters can come get it while we can't protect our property. That makes sense.
Why don't they just enact like an anti-murder ordinance, and then you could have the state against you and the municipality against you if someone was murdered? Maybe that would help. Make it doubly illegal.
You know, that might just work.
Yeah.
That'd be too easy.
That ordinance, it doesn't sound like it was worth the paper it's printed on or the time it took to write it.
And it makes Sarge's eye twitch, which is hilarious.
It made my eye twitch the way you read that. But I mean, no, you were reading it verbatim. I guess it's the way it read.
But here's the thing. You know, that last part that they added about the lawfully stuff, that was all in bold underneath the original stuff.
They either failed to include that and their attorney didn't look over it, or they tried to slide one by people, but they don't have the manpower to enforce anything like that. There's no possibility of enforcing it. It wasn't worth any time it took to write it.
Ellis, what's going on, cuz?
Not a thing, man. I just found your link.
Yeah.
When are you going to learn to send that crap to gun channels where I look, not my email where I pay no attention?
I don't know. When are you going to start looking at your email? But, Ellis, before, I don't know if you were listening or if you heard, but they rescinded the evacuation orders for my county and your county.
Yeah, I know. But what they didn't get was the hurricane's already shifted again. It's heading back toward us, and we're now in the cone.
Yeah, we're not in the cone, so.
I know you guys probably went over this at like 9 right when you started, but catch me up on the latest hurricane situation down there.
I think they said the path. It's headed towards, funnily enough, towards the Wilmington, North Carolina area.
Okay.
Funnily enough.
Okay. All right. So, how much water are you guys going to get, or how much like rain or?
We're going to get surge from the storm, but I think at most what we'll probably get is, what are they saying, Ellis? Well, anywhere between 20 to 70 mile an hour winds. That's about all we'll get. That a shit ton of rain.
That's a pretty good scenario.
So I'll go outside with the bump stock AR-15 and take some video and say, "Shall not be infringed."
Gonna go attack the storm.
Night Strike, did you not hear what I just said? The storm has shifted again, and we are now in the cone. It's hitting for us.
I think it'll be.
Not to change the subject, but I would love to donate to the production of that video if you will go out when the rain is blowing in sideways and shoot your bump stock shouting, "Shall not be infringed."
I could do that like every other weekend here in Nebraska. It's not that.
I might. Depending on what happens.
I'll go out and hail, man.
I might. So.
You can do it.
I might. But
maybe even put your "Don't Tread on Me" flag on like a cape.
Well, we'll see what happens. But.
And wear a helmet.
That might just get you the viewers you need, Nice Strike. That might just go viral and push you over the top, and then that's it. After that, you're ready. You'll be the next Demolition Ranch after that.
But will it get me the Travis P11 viewers?
If it took place during Hurricane Florence 2018 and shooting an AR-15 in the storm, that could actually do it if you hit all those marks.
Just remember, your AR is made out of metal, and lightning likes metal and rain and water. So we're not liable for anything that happens to you. This is just.
That's why I'm not doing it.
Just wear rubber boots. Just wear rubber boots. You'll be fine.
That's why I'm not going out.
Stand on top of your brother's car as you're doing it. You'll be fine.
Wearing a blue dress, that would be. Oh my God, that'd be amazing. That would just be unreal.
Travis?
I would pass the Travi Kingship on to you. Yeah, what's up?
Shut up.
All right. Just saying. I mean, I'd do it, but I'd lose my job. Yeah.
Show respect for the king, dude.
I'm not going to
That's
show
funny.
any respect for somebody who is disrespecting me on my own chat.
I'm not. I'm just trying to give you some pointers for how you can get more viewers.
I am not wearing a blue dress, and I will never wear a blue dress. So quit.
But in the middle of a hurricane
that I
and
did.
AR-15, that would be freaking amazing, dude.
How
You would make
about-
the news with that.
How about a
God,
"Don't
no.
Tread on Me" Lucha Libre mask? Would you wear that?
Oh,
A lucha libre mask.
Like
Yeah.
straight up
Mexican
wrestling mask,
luchador, you know? Yeah.
laces in the back.
I don't know how good an idea Night Strike wearing a blue dress in the middle of a hurricane would be. We don't want a Marilyn Monroe moment there.
You have to keep it.
Yeah, that might get a little crazy.
There's something that you have.
Let me-
Lady in blue. Lady in blue. Yeah.
The closest you'll ever get me to wearing a dress is a kilt.
Let me explain.
Closest you'll ever
Well,
get.
then do it with a kilt on. That's a good starter. That's a good gateway drug into dresses. You know, there you go.
You keep hollering about not striking a blue dress. His favorite color is red. Damn it! He
We
needs
can
a
wear a red dress. We need to discriminate. It's all good.
My favorite color is black.
Ooh.
Okay,
Black is,
Black is good. That's nice.
black isn't a color.
We'll have to give him an
Well,
No, because
it
it's
is
the
an
absence.
off crayon, Sarge. so-
Black is the absence of color.
Yes,
That's
this is the
what I
absence
like.
of all
Yeah,
color.
but it says
I don't
64
need any
colors on the
color
box
in
of
my
crayons.
colors. Okay.
It's got to be a color. It's got to
Nope, negative.
Don't
Nope.
shatter my dreams.
Not happening.
So,
So you're going to do it
Ugh.
a see-through gown, Nut Strike? Okay.
Oh my god.
You got
Ellis,
more balls than me.
Ellis, don't make me pull out your nickname. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
And what is my nickname?
Sweet cheeks. Oh.
I believe Matt says it's Ellen DeGeneres.
It doesn't matter what Matilda says. Okay, Matilda's not here.
Hey, that's waltzing Matilda.
That's as bad as the outlaw Sheffield, I tell you what.
Listen,
Gary's
Gertrude,
been on a roll this
Oh my
week.
god.
nobody pulled your chain, Gertrude. Sit over and shut
All right. So, regardless of where the hurricane is coming, it's gonna hit the Carolinas regardless, one or the other. So, anyways, what else? Okay, so apparently, Federal Ammunition has redesigned the Speed Shock waterfowl loads. Federal Ammunition overhauls its Speed Shock waterfowl loads, announcing a revamped line including 11 loads in several sizes. The Speed Shock boosts Federal Ammunition's catalyst primer, which delivers a consistent, reliable ignition. In addition, the revamped load offers faster burning powders that aim to reduce residue in the barrel in action. The loads deliver optimized velocities capable of taking down birds in flight. Okay. Speed kills ducks and geese, Federal said in a news release. Now it kills even cleaner with redesigned Federal Speed Shock. Available in both sub-gauge and high-velocity 12-gauge loads, Speed Shock comes in over 10 different iterations. 10-gauge, 3.5, and what is it? 11/2 ounces.
No, it's 1 1/2 ounce a shot.
1.5 ounces. That's right. That's right.
11/2.
I can't even do the fraction.
They don't have
What is
enough
that?
spacing in between these ones. Okay.
That's 5.65 or something. I don't know. I haven't done math since the 3rd grade.
Oh my,
12 gauge.
can you imagine that?
12 gauge, 3.5.
Mount Slug coming at you, 11/2.
12 gauge, 3.5. 1 3/8 ounces. Okay.
That's 13/8, dude.
33/8.
Come on, guys. Come on. Stop.
You know,
I'm not a fractions guy, okay? I'm trying to get the information out there. Let me
And
finish.
neither are we.
All
Mine
right?
does look like an 11 and 13.
12 gauge, 3.5, 1.5 ounces. 12 gauge, 3 inch, 1 1/4 ounces. 12 gauge, 3 inch, 1 1/8 ounces. 12 gauge, 2 3/4, 1 1/8 ounces. 16 gauge, 2 3/4. I don't know that one. I think that's because there's no space there. I think that's 50.
Which one are you on now? 16 gauge?
Yeah, the 16 gauge.
It's 1 5/16 of an ounce. 16 gauge, 2 3/4.
There's no space in between the 1 and the 5.
Well, yeah, it's kind of wonky the way that the font that they use doesn't exactly work out well for fractions.
Yeah.
It does look like 15 or 16 ounces, but that'd be one wallop of a 16 gauge load if it weighed 16 ounces. Good God, that's like throwing the gun at you.
20 gauge, 2 3/4, 3/4 ounces. 20 gauge, 3-inch, 7/8 ounces. 28 gauge, 2 3/4, 5/8 ounces. And 410, 3 inches, 3/8 ounces. So Speed Shock loads are currently on the way to dealers and distributors. According to Federal Premium, the Speed Shock series enters the ammunition marketplace featuring prices ranging from $12 all the way up to $33. Wow. Remember, Federal is more of a premium ammunition manufacturer. And I say it's more of a premium because some of their ammo is a little above market price. But again, they redid the loads for their hunting for waterfowl. So let me just show you the box real quick. That's what it looks like. See if I can get a bigger image of that. There we go. That's what it looks like. One of them, at least. And, yeah. So I just figured I'd mention it because I thought that was interesting, that they redesigned an entire line of ammo specifically for that aspect.
That's cool, though. I mean, and you know, we are going into the fall season. You start to look at waterfowl and upland game birds, and really, honestly, on YouTube, unless you're looking for certain channels, shotgun ammo doesn't really seem to get a lot of coverage at all. And it's evolved so much from over the last 50 years.
No,
you know?
Because the only coverage of shotgun ammo you mostly see are whenever a new company comes out with some cheap mini shot shells. That's the only
like Aguila.
You see on there. Whether it's it's mini shot birdshot or mini shot double aught buckshot.
Okay.
I've seen those, but again, it is good to see that there's more of a market out there, and there's more. You're getting more choices out there now.
Yeah.
So
can get a little pricey though.
They can get a little pricey, but remember, if you spent a lot of money on a good shotgun for hunting waterfowl, you want the best ammunition you possibly can get, in order to get that bird. So.
Just get a punt gun.
No, we're not getting a punt gun, and we're not talking about punt guns. We saw that already. We talked about that on your show. We're good.
What's wrong with punt guns?
They're out of scope on this channel. That's one.
You mount one on the front of a boat. You find a flock of geese, and you pull the trigger.
And if you run out of gas for your motor on the back of the boat, just fill the front of the barrel with a whole bunch of powder, pull the trigger,
boom.
You go.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, really, you could fill your whole season bag limit with one pull of the trigger and be back home before noon. I think it's a perfect alternative for spending a whole weekend out in the muck,
Yeah, and when you absolutely must take out a whole flock of ducks or geese with one shot, I mean, hey,
that would add a whole nother round to the snow geese hunt up here. I'll tell you what, that's
Who's going to volunteer to shoulder that bad boy is what I want to know.
No, it's boat mount. It gives you an excuse to go buy a boat. It's perfect.
It's literally mounted to the boat.
Yeah.
All right. So, in other news,
there's other news.
There's more news. We've talked about it off and on. I know it's California, but we got to talk about California again.
It's not news if it's coming from California. We all know they're suck.
Do we have to? Can we just talk about the French and their steel balls?
Let's talk about my new show with Sarge. instead.
We're gonna talk about French balls here pretty soon.
No,
Steel balls.
we're
for
gonna
friends.
Talk about that picture I just sent you, Night Strike. That's an outfit you can wear in the storm.
All I'm gonna say, Sarge, is you first.
Okay.
See, Sarge would wear the dress in a storm. He has no shame.
Okay, you
It's
know
not a
what?
dress. Just share the picture.
This picture, I actually do kind of have to share because it's just like, what the hell, Sarge? Why would you send this to me?
Because I want to see you wear that when you're shooting your AR-15 in the storm.
Okay, Sarge is saying I need to wear this.
Dude, that's it right there.
Oh wow!
That is it.
Oh man,
Oh my God, Macho Man Night Strike Savage.
You
Oh,
would rock that outfit,
dude, the legend is reborn.
Shall not be in.
And here's the deal: you can wear it for Halloween too. It'll pull double duty for you.
You cannot infringe
You
on
can
that. There's no
cosplay
way.
if you want to with that.
I don't think I would do that justice. I'm sorry, but I don't think I
Oh,
can.
come on! What are you talking about?
That outfit is uninfringible.
No, there's a lot of fringe on that.
There are a lot of fringes on that outfit. I see it right there. But
I mean, it might slightly violate the States flag code, but you know,
it's also against flag code. I think. I'm not sure.
Well,
I mean, if I wore that, G-Webs would disown me from gun channels.
why? You could be the official mascot. Look
Because G-Webs is the only person on this green earth that upholds flag code.
But that's more of a patriotic representation. It's not like you're wearing the flag itself on an outfit. That's just different. That's just a patriotic interpretation of the flag is all that. It's art. That is art right there.
Oh, yeah.
That is it. That is high art, my friend.
I cannot rock that.
Dude, people in Europe are paying top dollar for that right now. I'm telling you.
That's just too awesome for me.
The only other thing I found was a "Don't Tread on Me" singlet.
And you know what make that outfit better? Night Strike would have his bump stock equipped AR in one hand and a Slim Jim in the other.
There you go. Snap into a hurricane.
Okay, all right. Speaking of shall not be infringed, I don't know if my camera's good enough for this, but
Oh yeah.
Gary, I found something today.
What?
I found the hat.
What hat?
The hat with the shall not be infringed.
Nice.
I finally found where I left it. So
Is that from
shall
Tulsa?
not be infringed. Yep.
Nice.
Cool.
Right
That's
on,
the
man.
that's the patch that Gary gave me in Tulsa. You know, he was walking around and he went and said he says, I wonder if they have shall not be infringed patches as he was going by, because I was with him. And then he looked around and he actually found one that says shall not be infringed and said, here you go, Night Strike. Put that on your hat. And I'm like, okay.
It was perfect.
So,
yeah.
So now wherever I go, I always have that patch on the hat, just because.
Actually, yeah, I think somebody was watching gun channels and they just made patches off of all the stuff we say on gun channels, because that's what I saw down in Tulsa. Smart idea.
Anyways, I just figured I'd mention that. So
Actually, Gary just gave you that because he ate your last slice of pizza.
Oh,
I think that was before. No, it
That
wasn't.
was
Just for the
before
record,
he
it was
got
offered.
sliced
It was offered. And
No, because I left that evening. So yeah, it was afterwards.
Yeah, no, it was. There was one left in the box, one or one and a half, I think.
that is harsh.
Hey, Night
That is
Strike,
fine.
if you
No,
did
you wouldn't get up to answer the door, so.
Night Strike, if you didn't like that one, you can always go with this look.
Uh-oh.
Kids, be ready to bring up the blinders.
And Sarge, no, I saw that. No, I'm not showing that.
Yes.
The don't try to be singlet.
You can go with this look, Night Strike.
Don't say no when saying yes feels so good. That's not bad either. But show them the picture I sent you.
I have to.
Yes.
I really don't want to.
You go with the red,
Dude,
white,
I think
blue face paint, and then the stars and stripes jacket. Dude, it's you all over.
This is the one.
There you
Somebody's
go.
saying I need to get.
That is it right there, man.
Nope. Sorry.
Dude.
Nope.
And it's like and you can accessorize, you put all your belts and stuff on. You look like a Marvel superhero, dude. You could be. Don't tread on me, man. I'm telling you.
A whole lot of nope, Travis. You first.
Come on, man.
No. It wouldn't be the don't tread on me. It would be do not be infringed or shall not be infringed, man.
There you go. And Ice Strike, it'll pull double duty. You can wear it for Halloween.
No double dutying here.
Goes a Greco wrestler.
Nope. Sarge mentioned, getting a mask, a luchador mask. I considered that. That I would consider.
There you
Well, you
go.
wear the singlet and the mask. Nobody has to know.
Yeah, the nice thing about that singlet is it would make you, less wind resistant. So if you had to go out in like 130 mile an hour winds, it'd just blow around you. You'd be fine.
That's right. That's like exactly.
I'm just thinking of you, Night Strike.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
We are all thinking of you, man. I mean, we
Put a cape on and it'll be billowing up behind you.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, like Sarge said, don't tread on me flag. Get some flag.
All right, so we got one more topic I want to burn through. We actually got some more good news coming out of California. I know it sounds crazy and ridiculous because of the place mentioned, but federal court strikes down California law that bans handgun signs advertising by gun dealers. So in 2014, 4 California gun dealers sued the woman who was then acknowledged by presidential proclamation as the nation's best-looking attorney general over a law. Which attorney general is that? I don't even remember. Who cares? Over a law prohibiting gun stores from displaying images of guns on their stores or their signs. Now, according to their press release from Cal Guns Foundation, the federal judge has ruled that California's law is a violation of the gun dealer's First Amendment rights. Here's the press release. Sacramento, California, September 11th, 2018. Today, federal judge Troy Nunley ruled that a California law banning licensed gun dealers from displaying handgun-related signs or advertising is unconstitutional and violates their First Amendment rights. The lawsuit, Tracy Rifle and Pistol versus Becerra, is supported by the Second Amendment civil rights groups, the Cal Guns Foundation and Second Amendment Foundation, as well as Industry Association California, Association of Federal Firearms Licensees. Okay. California Penal Code Section 26820, first enacted in 1923, banned gun stores from putting up signs advertising the sale of handguns, but not shotguns or rifles. But the court held today, quoting from the late Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia's landmark Second Amendment 2008 opinion in D.C. versus Heller, the enshrinement of constitutional rights necessarily takes certain policy choices off the table. While the law completely banned handgun-related signs, the plaintiffs could display a large neon sign reading "Guns, Guns, Guns," or a 15-foot depiction of a modern sporting rifle, and this would be permissible, Judge Nunley explained in his order, highlighting how unreasonable and under-inclusive the law was. And even after 4 years of litigation, the government has not demonstrated that 26820 would have any effect on handgun, suicide, or violence. The government defended the law on the theory that it inhibits people with impulsive personality traits from purchasing a handgun. But Judge Nunley held that this cannot justify restricting free speech rights. The Supreme Court has rejected this highly paternalistic approach to limiting speech, holding that the government may not achieve its policy objectives through the indirect means of restraining certain speech by certain speakers. California may not accomplish its goals by violating the First Amendment. 26820 is unconstitutional on its face, Judge Nunley concluded. This is an important victory for our clients and the First Amendment said lead counsel Brad Benbrook. Judge Nunley decided that the state could not justify its censorship of our clients, and we are delighted with the opinion. As the court explained today, the government cannot censor commercial speech in a paternalistic effort to keep citizens from making unpopular choices or choices the government doesn't approve if they are told the truth. Under the First Amendment, the government may not restrict the speech on the theory that it will supposedly lead a few listeners to do bad things or even to commit crimes, explained Eugene Volokh, a UCLA law professor who has written and taught extensively about the First and Second Amendments. The Supreme Court has held this in the past and has indeed often struck down restrictions on supposedly dangerous commercial advertising, including advertising for products that some people abuse, such as alcohol. It's good to see the district court recognizing that the First Amendment has no gun advertising exception, which I will say that's good, because I don't see anywhere in the First Amendment that says we can restrict gun advertising. Right, Sarge?
Who's restricting advertising? I was sending an email.
It was the California state.
The state? No, you can't restrict people's freedom of speech. The government can't. Employers can, government can't.
And while someone say, well, but it's the state government. I'm pretty sure even the state government has to abide by at least the first 10 amendments.
Yes. They can't infringe on your constitutional rights. The government cannot. Be it state, city, federal.
So could the government put pressure on the property owners to not allow the displaying of advertisements on their property? Like if you rent for me and you hang a flag up in your window?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they could or couldn't. That would take an attorney to figure out.
Yeah.
Right. They go on to say, today the court correctly ruled First Amendment protects truthful, non-misleading speech about handguns protected under the Second Amendment, commented Cal Guns Foundation Executive Director Brandon Combs. People have a fundamental individual right to buy handguns, and licensed dealers have the right to tell people where they can lawfully acquire those handguns. Today's ruling means that the government cannot prevent people or gun dealers from talking about constitutionally protected instruments and conduct. This decision will serve as a reminder that firearm dealers have First Amendment rights as well as Second Amendment rights, even in California. Second Amendment Foundation founder and Executive Vice President Alan M. Gottlieb said, "The bottom line is that a state cannot legislate political correctness at the expense of a fundamental, constitutionally enumerated right. We are delighted to offer financial support of this case." The plaintiffs are represented by Brent Book and Stephen Duvernay of the Sacramento-based Benbrook Law Group, as well as Professor Volokh. They expect that today's order in the long-running lawsuit, which was filed in 2014, will be appealed by Attorney General Becerra to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in San Francisco. A copy of it can be viewed online if you want to. I will post that out on the Gun Channel, on the YouTube side, and the Gun Channel side for everyone. All right.
Travis, to your question about if a landlord can limit the size of your flag and stuff, yes, they can. They have to put it out there at the time when you would like sign your lease and whatnot. It's the same thing like with a homeowners association.
Yeah.
How they can limit you. A landlord can do the same kind of thing.
Well, okay. It goes on to say
so.
it gives what the groups that are involved are. The Cal Guns Foundation, which is calgunsfoundation.org, the Second Amendment Foundation, which is saf.org, and the California Association of Federal Firearms Licensees, which is calffl.org. And that's the end of the article. But basically what that law was doing was they were preventing people from just having an advertisement saying, we sell rifles, we sell shotguns, we sell handguns. They were saying you couldn't put the handgun on there anymore. You had to have some outlandish sign that costs way too much for what it's worth to advertise, saying you legally sell handguns as a business. And that's what they were doing. They were saying you cannot advertise the sale of handguns, which you can't do that. That's saying, oh, you can advertise the sale of shotguns and rifles, but you can't advertise the sale of handguns, even if legal. And I take issue with that, because you either let people advertise truthfully what they're selling, or you don't let them advertise at all.
Well, it wouldn't be, to play devil's advocate, this wouldn't be the first time the government limited advertising, because you can't put cigarette commercials on television. And that's never been overturned.
And don't get excited. It's got to go to the Ninth Circuit yet, and they're more likely to overturn it anyway.
They might. Which
right to cigarettes.
Which, Rick, brings me into my next question. That's why you're not moving to California, right?
I'm moving to the third best state to live in.
Nebraska?
No, Indiana.
Oh, yeah, they're pretty cool too.
I guess, is that third right behind North Carolina and South Carolina?
Yes. They're not even
Indiana, Kansas, Nebraska, or is it?
Yeah, it is.
Kansas, Nebraska, Indiana. Is that right, Gary?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, because you guys are constitutional.
South
So you're one up
Carolina,
on us. Yeah.
Indiana. Yeah.
That's.
And we all know that North Carolina is the better of the Carolinas, right? Even the Hurricanes want to come here. Even the Hurricanes don't want to go to South Carolina.
Yeah, even the Hurricanes don't want to go to Indiana, right?
No, the Tornadoes do, though.
Yes, they do.
So, believe it or not, just because we get hurricanes in South Carolina does not mean that there hasn't been an occasional tornado in South Carolina.
Well, yeah, I mean, every state basically.
Every state in the United States is capable of having a tornado.
And yeah.
Some at one point or another may have had a tornado, whether recorded or not.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them are just rare.
It's a natural occurrence here in this side of the world. Whereas in Europe, they don't talk about natural disasters because apparently natural disasters didn't happen before World War I.
Well, they have wars over there. They have man-made disasters.
They have man-made disasters.
The natural disasters are minor.
That was a natural disaster.
Rich, maybe you should reflect on that one. Maybe you should not eat anchovies after 9.
Dude, you lost me on that one. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
I was like, well, where do we go from tornadoes to anchovies to what?
He was talking about his breath was a natural disaster.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
No, I said the Black Death, aka the bubonic plague.
Oh, the Black Death, not your breath. Okay.
The Black Breath.
The Black Breath. Rich White's Black Breath.
I am seriously beginning to wonder why I came in here.
I'm wondering why you came in here yourself. But anyways, does anybody have any comments on that article we just went over? Or are we...
It's California. It's fucked up in the story.
Wow.
Trying to be nice to California.
But like Rich said, if the landlord restricted it at the time you signed your lease or whatnot, they could do that because you have the right not to live there. You don't have to stay there.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Like if an employer restricts your right, you have the right not to work there.
Right.
And like that, like when we're talking about, there's a lot of legal things I can do that my boss may not like, and he could send me home for. So
oh yeah,
I have to, I have to abide by that. So, people sometimes get confused about what their rights are. A lot of these rights are only the government restricting you because you don't have to stay where you don't have to live there. Did it get angry in here?
Kind of a big deal.
It
did get angry.
Obnoxious.
Lucky my boss will send me home tomorrow.
Obnoxious, can you speak closer to your microphone because we can't really hear you?
Is this better? No? Yes? Maybe?
It sounds like you're coming across your room, buddy.
It's so quiet, I can't tell whether it's better or worse.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Any better?
Much better.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And unplug it and plug it back in. Anyway, Sarge, did you tell your boss that you're kind of a big deal? I mean, if he's telling you got 1,000+ subs now, that you're kind of a big deal, and that you should be allowed to do whatever the hell you want.
I can do what now?
That you got 1,000+ subs, and you can do whatever the hell you want now.
Yeah. We'll see how far that gets me. That won't get me very far at all. Probably get me a frying pan upside the head.
Look, I've already explained to Sarge. All he has to do is tell his boss to call me, and I'll take care of it.
Right. Because
I'm sure.
Everything.
That would be so much better.
I've got tens of fans.
We have tens of fans. It's true.
You and me both.
Literally, you have, I mean, just a second ago, there's 50 people in here. That's a big room.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
put 50 people in a room. That's a big crowd to talk to.
Yes, it is.
I am thankful for every listener, every viewer I get on Hit or Miss.
Oh,
every
yeah.
week. I appreciate them coming back, even though they don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be thankful, because like half of them out there haven't thumbed up your stream yet. There's 48 watching and only 21 thumbs.
Well,
so
I'm hoping that the stragglers will help out and resolve that problem.
Hold on. Let me vote real quick. There you go.
You got a bunch of dirty content stealers out there.
There you go. I fixed it.
I don't know. We've got a lot of great viewers out there, and I am appreciative for every single one of them.
Well, Midnight Range just come in, so there's.
Well, okay, even Mohawk Boy.
You got a lot of great viewers out there, but you've also got Midnight Range.
If he's here, well, let's wrap it up. Hey, I like that.
So
there's only one right now.
All right. We got any other topics to talk about? I'm sure there are a couple. I'm sure somebody has.
Well, yeah, we got the French balls.
What?
It was in the link you sent out. The French and their steel balls.
I don't know what type of link you were looking at.
Check the side chat. So what happened was there was an attack in France, and there was a Middle Eastern gentleman that pulled out a knife and started slashing and hacking at people, and they fought him off with their version of bocce balls, which are made out of steel. These guys started playing, and they started throwing their steel bocce balls. Yeah, their version of bocce balls, whatever they call it. I don't know. I don't speak French, but
I played bocce.
Yeah. Yeah, so the guy had a tire iron and a knife, huge blade, and he was hacking and slashing away, and these guys picked up their steel balls and started throwing them. So they hit him 4 or 5 times in the head. They didn't drop him, but it was enough to stun him before they could pin him down. So
Okay, this is an interesting topic. So I'm going to screen share the balls.
Yeah, let's
check these out.
Please screen
for real. I wasn't kidding when I said that. Here's a link on the YouTube channel. You guys can check it out. I know, Gary. Calm down.
No, not those types. These are steel bocce balls.
There's a link on the YouTube side, guys. Exactly. I would take my sock off and put like 2 of them in there and just went to town on that guy. Seriously.
That would sling right at the end of the sock.
Boom.
It would go right at the end.
I wear, dude.
You hit someone in the head with one of those, and their head's just going to go with the weight of the ball right to the ground.
Click. Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, good Lord, look at the size of those things.
Yeah,
they're probably about baseball size.
Are you jealous, not right?
No, not jealous. I'm amazed that they would actually, pick something up and actually defend themselves, because the French are usually known for running away.
Yeah, well, they couldn't, because there was a guy coming at them with a machete. So
was it because they couldn't raise the white flag? They couldn't surrender.
Pretty much.
Is that why?
That was the old ones. The new ones, these new ones over there in France, they will straight up take you out.
No.
Did you?
I'm pretty sure all French tanks still go in reverse.
Do what?
No, it's an old adage. French tanks only have go in one direction, reverse.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it is true. They tend to side with whoever's winning at the time. You know.
Well, I mean that's like the two smallest books in the world are French and Italian war heroes.
Oh, well, no. The smallest book in the world are French military victories.
No, you're wrong. The smallest book in the world is not the target's not strike is actually hit with a gun.
That hurts, cuz. That really hurts.
It's one page with nothing on it.
Did you watch the footage of when those last terrorists attacked in France and they trapped them in that deli? Did you watch the footage of that?
Did they shower them with ham?
Who got trapped? The victims or the terrorists?
Just watch it. It's amazing. They went in and completely annihilated those guys. They don't go in reverse anymore. They used to. They don't anymore.
What I want to know is, since when did the French grow a pair of balls?
They got into a gun battle one time with them, and they said they expended 5,000 rounds. I mean, they go in full steam ahead now. They will wipe these people out.
It's like the range time. Let them have it.
Those are like LA police numbers.
They don't want to have any terrorist attacks in France and mess with those guys. They'll just rain it down on them now.
They got tired of the world laughing to them.
I know the one you're talking about. That was the supermarket siege. That one.
Yes. Watch when they go into the deli. Those guys go through gunfire and they keep shooting that guy. The one guy goes in front. He goes into the gunfire, like into the front of the deli. And as that guy's trying to run out, they're all shooting him as he goes to the ground. Those guys are maniacs.
Yeah, they've all been possessed by Napoleon.
That guy was not going to bomb anything else or cause any more problems. That guy was no longer an issue.
Took the room temperature challenge.
I don't think they're possessed by Napoleon, because if they were, they would go and attack Russia without proper supply line and logistics.
Give it time.
You know, don't ever attack Russia without proper supply lines and logistics. I'm just telling you. That was one of Napoleon's major screw-ups. Let's attack a country that is during winter, or let's attack a country without any supply lines and try and win a battle. No,
Napoleon wasn't the only one that made that mistake. So
no, he wasn't. But the point is, you also don't attack Russia thinking that the war won't tide over into winter and then have to fight Russia in winter.
And they have serious winter there.
They have serious winter there. They're used to being out there in that freaking cold.
And by the way, that ball we were talking about, that French bocce ball, can weigh between 23 and 28 ounces, so it can weigh up to 1.5 pounds.
Yeah,
that's like throwing your high point.
Those are some serious steel balls.
If that thing hits you, you are done.
If that hits you, you damn well know it.
Oh my
well,
gosh.
if it hits you in the head, you're done. But if you get hit in the stomach, that's going to leave one major wump.
Any softball players out there? You lip one rip about 40 miles an hour, whip it over your head. Wow.
I don't think you can speed pitch that thing.
Well,
ain't gonna take much.
Underhanded, that's more the natural motion. You definitely couldn't come overhanded with it.
No,
your elbow would just be explode.
Yeah. All right, so do you guys want to wind it down and say our final piece and get out of here, or do you want to continue on?
You're the show, dude.
I am asking my panel. I'm being considerate.
I think we should do.
I'm having fun.
Go.
I think we should discuss mine and Sarge's show yesterday. I think that went quite well. Thank you for asking, by the way.
Okay, yes. Ellis, you and Sarge started a new show about, what do you guys talk about?
You didn't watch it, did you?
Men in Spandex.
I have not gotten a chance to watch it yet. No.
You
I
hear
think
this?
he's probably busy trying to pack for a hurricane, maybe.
I was
don't know if
busy
it's
packing
time.
for a hurricane that I ended up unpacking.
I'll give you a hint, Nice Strike.
It was how to batten down the hatches.
I'll give you a hint. Sarge showed you an outfit from that earlier.
Yes, he did. So I think what it was is you guys are talking about wrestling.
Yes, exactly.
Old school wrestling. When it was actually when people actually enjoyed watching it.
Yes, exactly.
So
Well, it's good to see that you're totally not out of the loop.
no, I did get the gist of what the show was about. It's just I was giving you an inch to go and plug your show, but I guess I have to explain things.
Yes. Well, look who the panel is. You have to mansplain everything around here.
Yeah, right. You're good point. Good point. G-Webs is going to give me crap for not posting this on the front page of Gun Channels later. So if he hasn't done so already, and it's like I can't think of everything. So.
I can't think of anything, let alone everything.
Yeah, exactly my
half
point.
of the things I'm wanting to do when it comes time to do a stream.
All right, so Gary,
Yo.
what's going on with you and your channel? Anything new? Anything interesting we need to take notice of?
Haven't done much interesting lately. I'm way overdue getting a video out. And just haven't had a chance to do it yet. But still wanting to do that 357 subscriber giveaway. And I've got prizes lined up and stuff like that. Just need to get the video recorded and figure out the ground rules.
So if you guys haven't done so already, go check out Gizzard Gary's YouTube channel here on YouTube, if on the YouTube side, if you haven't done so already, because he actually has a couple great vids out there. So check those out.
Not
And
just
he's giving
YouTube,
away a 357.
also GunTube, GunStreamer, YouTube, Vimeo. Oh, I'm everywhere, man.
All right.
MySpace.
MySpace is a thing.
We might have to start going back to MySpace. We might be able to rejuvenate that audience. I don't
Is
know.
that
I used to
coming
have
back?
a MySpace.
It was for sale, but nobody wanted to buy it. Last time I heard about it, seriously, nobody wanted it.
Maybe I could buy MySpace and turn it into Gunspace.
Man, they probably just give it to you for free. You just gotta here you go. Here's the keys. Have fun, buddy.
Right, Gunspace.
Fund me project. Raise money.
Let's go see if there's.
Now, for real, on MySpace, is it back?
It's still around. It's still
It's
around.
still
I'm gonna go
around.
register.
They don't have an
I'm gonna
app.
sign up.
Who's got a MySpace
I'm gonna
account?
sign up right now.
How are they going to get anywhere if they don't have an app?
I don't know.
It's just kind of like GunTube needs an app.
Okay, listen. GunTube has an app. It's just it has an app for people who actually have cell phones and not people who use Apple products
Fake
because they
phone.
don't know how to use actual devices.
15 minutes, you could make an app. That's what IT
cannot
guys
make
do.
I'm not
You
that
just-
talented.
You just type the keyboard like Kramer when he was the secretary on Murphy Brown during Seinfeld, and then like 15 minutes later, there's the app.
All right, so
That show's coming back, Murphy Brown.
obnoxious one.
What do you do?
What's going on?
I was forced into buying a P365 today.
Oh my! You were forced into buying, or you were coerced?
Yeah, of course. It's we got a bunch of slackers in this area of North Carolina apparently, because it was there Friday and it was still there today. So it is no longer there.
The question
right.
is, do you like it?
It's a fun little gun to shoot. I did have the primer drags on it, so we'll see how that turns out. But I only shot 100 rounds through it, but I didn't have a single malfunction.
All right. I was more asking obnoxious about your channel. Make your final plugs and whatnot.
Oh, are we cutting off? Because everybody said go. I mean, are you turning the lights off and kicking us out?
Yeah, I'm turning the lights off. I'm locking the doors. I'm kicking you out.
Well, in that case, go check out my channel. I just did a P365 video unboxing, and I've got a shooting one in the pipe. So that'll be coming up, and I've got my 200 sub giveaway if I ever get enough subs. And hi, roll call. You joined just in time to get kicked out.
All right. Rich, go ahead and tell us, make a final plug for your channel, all right?
Yeah, got downloaded media, do a show Sunday nights. Didn't do it this week. Again, I fell asleep because I went to take a nap and didn't get up until 4 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah, I'll try not to do that this week if anybody wants to watch. If not, we're on 8 Eastern, whatever.
Yeah, don't be a lazy scrub this week, Rich. All right. Rick, go ahead and make your plugs.
Oh, okay. I got 2 shows. One's Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, then on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, Rick's Life as I See It. I'm also running a GoFundMe thing, and we got some great prizes on there. We got like 2,000 gun oil, gun part from Strike Industries for an AR-15, a Glock, or an M&P, your choice, and a wooden box with the gun channels burned into it. You know, the sign, and so the more you give, the more entries you get. And that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, and if anybody has Instagram, it's Potatoes and Lead that made the box, right, Rick?
Who? Potatoes and Lead, yes.
Yeah, he's got pictures of that box over on Instagram. It looks really sharp, so if you want to see what it looks like, go over to Instagram and check out Potatoes and Lead over there on Instagram. Check out the pictures that he's got of it. Pretty cool. It's pretty sweet looking.
Awesome. All right, roll call. Since you came in here, we're getting ready to wrap up. Do you want anybody to hear anything about your channel or anything?
No, I'm content. Thank you for having me, Night Strike, and I wish you all the luck on the East Coast.
Okay. For anyone that doesn't know, Roll Call 219 does videos on YouTube. I think you're also on GunTube, but are you on Gunstreamer?
Yeah, I'm on that thing too.
He's on Gunstreamer as well. But check him out. It's Roll Call 219. That's ROWCALL 219 on YouTube. Okay? I'm bad at spelling, so please forgive me.
Don't worry. That's how I say it when I'm drunk.
Yes. All right, Sarge. Final plug.
Yes. What's up? Yeah, I was looking at the GoFundMe right there. Hey, I appreciate the invite. Sorry I was late. I've got the 1,000 sub giveaway going on right now. We're going to go give that stuff away live September 29th around 11, sometime after 11 on that show. So make sure you go ahead and check that out. I'll get that link back up in the chat, and I've got another video coming out the next day or two. Well, probably tomorrow, actually. I just got to finish the end of it. We were shooting a blooper, not a blooper. We were shooting a drill video, and it kind of goes sideways. So we had some fun. It turned out pretty good. So I'll get that done. I'll get that up tomorrow. So I appreciate the invite.
Yeah. Sarge, I have a question out from one of the viewers out in the chat. How is the tactical Snuggie coming along?
Well, it is definitely out in the lead. That's for sure. I think we might as well go ahead and call it. So the winner will get a tactical Snuggie. The only thing I have to wait for is to see what size to order, and then I got to have the lead time to get it here, get it to the embroiderer, then get it back out in the mail. So I think that'll be what the first place gets. I'm sure.
I told you last night I didn't want that damn thing. And you know I'm going to be first place. So
we'll see.
Sarge, I want it if I win. Okay. Don't take my name out of the hat just yet.
You can wear that in your wrestling mask.
I won't wear a blue dress, but I might wear a tactical Snuggie.
I mean, who wouldn't wear a tactical Snuggie?
I wouldn't.
Right?
Well, that's one.
All right, Ellis, go ahead and make your final plug for your channel and what you're doing.
There is no plugs for my channel. My channel sucks, but it's still better than yours.
Debatable.
No, it ain't, but it's a fact. Anyway, yeah, me and Sarge did the new thing yesterday. We're trying to get that going. Pretty good show. If you haven't seen it and you're into professional wrestling, go check it out. It's on my channel. Depending on how that goes, we might go ahead and create a separate channel just for doing that show. It'll be sort of a shared thing. Let's see. Next Monday night, I'll be doing my show, guys. I'd like to apologize for not having my show tonight. I have been busy today. I went and got my eye exam, paid for some glasses, and by the way, that shit's expensive. It's not cheap.
It doesn't get any cheaper the older you get.
Sheesh, man, I'm telling you, I was not expecting the price they hit me with at the end of that. I was thinking, okay, $160, and boy, I was wrong. Way, way wrong.
Did you go to Walmart or did you go to somewhere else?
Do you have bifocals or something?
Yeah,
You know you didn't
I had to have bifocals. There was no other choice.
That's where they got you.
That's where they got you.
And I was thinking about transition lenses, and when they showed me that price for those, I was like, no, I'll just go with standard clear glass lenses. And so that's what I did today. And that's it for me, man. Just Monday night, we'll come up with something for a show and go with it from there.
All right. For everyone out there listening, if you haven't done so already, go get on YouTube. Go and check out The Outlaw Hatfield on YouTube. All right? All right. Travis, last but not least.
Yeah, man. Anyway, guys, just everybody that's on the panel here has got, they've got great channels, lots of cool information, great videos. Check them out, subscribe. Get over to gunchannels.com, subscribe. I will finally be taking the Ruger Red Hawk, Super Red Hawk Alaskan out in 454 Pistol. I'm going to play with that on Friday, make a video on it. Hopefully get that out by next week. I've just had a bunch of other videos in my cache that I've been putting up on the channel before school started. I usually build up some videos to show while I'm busy at school. But again, I'll have another video dropping tomorrow. About every 3 days, put a new video up for you guys to check out. Otherwise, that's it, man. I appreciate the invite. Thank you.
Thank you.
No,
All right. Again, guys, remember to check us out every Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock, hopefully, if we start on time. Also, remember to check out guntube.org. And, yeah, we'll see you guys later. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for commenting. This was Hit or Miss.
give him the bird.
Who knows, dude?
Shall not be infringed.